Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Caribbean Digital Transformation Institute launch event. Now, this morning, we're wanting to have with us today Ms. Sylvia Donert, who is the private sector lead specialist with the Inter-American Development Bank, Deodat Maharaj, executive director from the Caribbean Export Development Agency, Francisca Araya Lopez, who is the Digital Checkup Development Specialist. We also have with us our Manager for Export Competitiveness and Export Promotion from Caribbean Export, Dr. Dami Sinanan. And of course, we also have with us, Philip, who is our lead from Caribbean Export, Philip Jackson, who is our lead from Caribbean Export on the Caribbean Digital Transformation Institute program. So today, let me introduce myself. My name is Joelle Nlaye. I am the acting manager for partnerships, advocacy and reporting with Caribbean Export. And it's fantastic to have you all with us today as we embark upon this 3-year technical cooperation program, which we are executing with funding from the Inter-American Development Bank, the Caribbean Digital Transformation Institute. Now, this morning, we will hear from our esteemed panelists, and we will also be taking a look at the actual, what is in store for this 3-year program, and also a digital checkup, which is being developed. So without further ado, I would like to invite our first speaker, which is Deodat Maharaj, Executive Director from the Caribbean Export Development Agency, to give his remarks.
Thank you so much, Joellen, and good morning to fellow panelists. Good morning to the participants I see from across the Caribbean, Europe, and elsewhere. A most pleasant good morning to you, and particular greetings as well to members of the Project Advisory Committee, our Caribbean businesses, business support organization, and other partners and institutions involved in this initiative and interested in this work. I'm really delighted to be here this morning as we launch this digital transformation project. But at the outset, I would like to thank our partners at the Inter-American Development Bank and Compete Caribbean for their partnership and generous financial support. I mean, Compete has been, and Compete with Sylvia at its helm, I mean, has been a pioneer and a trailblazer here in the Caribbean in terms of innovation and pioneering new technologies as we seek to help our businesses become more innovative and more competitive. So we are really happy with this partnership that seeks to really help transform this Caribbean of ours and the way we do business. I mean, when we look at the data here in the Caribbean, around 70 to 75% of our businesses are not large businesses, but micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises, accounting for around 65 to 70% of the region's employment and around 55 to 60% of the region's GDP. But when we look at what's happening, certainly in terms of the technology and in terms of where we are vis-a-vis the global digital economy, I mean, we are way behind, to be quite honest. And that's why for us at Caribbean Export, innovation and digitalization, they're absolutely critical to help our business compete and become fit for purpose in a hyper-competitive world. This Digital Transformation Institute we are launching today will establish a program that will use a data and knowledge-driven approach to first help our Caribbean businesses understand and then check their level of adoption of digital technologies, practices, and processes. This is precisely what the digital checkup tool that we are unveiling today will help our businesses do. In addition, it will provide Caribbean business with clear results and actionable recommendations to help you digitalize and transform your business, generating growth, profits, and opportunities as well. I encourage every business to dedicate the time to complete the checkup. the combined data generated by your widespread use of the checkup will create a treasure trove for data analysis, producing actionable insights for all partners working to support our private sector in becoming more competitive, and this is very much needed, and remaining relevant in a fast-changing and complex global business climate. If the digital checkup is the workhorse of the project, the e-learning management platform, the actual institute, is the jewel. The institute's platform will house and recommend to micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises user learning paths based on the results of your digital checkup. Through this platform, hundreds of businesses across the region will receive actionable knowledge and guidance to pursue a digital transformation strategy that is consistent with their digital maturity level. We at the Caribbean Export Development Agency, we recognize quickly, certainly, and COVID helped us to understand the importance of innovation and pivoting, as one of my colleagues, Dr. Demi Sinaran, likes to say, to leveraging innovation and digitalization and technology as an integral pillar of the work of Caribbean Export. And that's why for our strategic plan over the period 2021 to 2024, it remains a vital dimension of our work. And we have been really successful in introducing some new areas of work. So, for example, the Virtual E-Commerce Accelerator Program, funded and supported by Expertise France, has been equipping and coaching scores of Caribbean businesses to adopt e-commerce as part of their digitalization journey, while building the capacity of our business support organizations to carry on the work. This program is now in the second cohort with some 200 businesses signed up to receive coaching. I strongly urge our business support organizations to get on board and support your businesses in this critical undertaking. The second important initiative I just wanted to flag is the EU, Latin America, and the Caribbean Digital Accelerator Program, intended to help support our businesses in this space scale up, and most importantly, work in collaboration with their peers and counterparts in Latin America and in Europe, and ultimately create financial partnerships through joint ventures. This is a very exciting program that we are doing in collaboration with Tecnalia Ventures out of Spain, the Barcelona-based IESE Business School, Telefónica's Innovation Arm, VERA, and the European Business and Innovation Center Network. And we hope through this initiative to bring state-of-the-art technology and knowledge and learning to Caribbean businesses, and also enable them to pair and to team up with businesses in Latin America, in places like Chile, which has been at the forefront of innovation and startups in this particular space, and other businesses in Europe and the rest of Latin America. I think going forward, what is really critical is that we need to continue to support our business support organizations so they will have the ability and the capacity to encourage and assist businesses at the national level to fully embrace digitalization and technology. I am confident that the objectives of the Caribbean Digital Transformation Institute would be realized. We have been making the necessary investments and building the tools to do so, and we have been anticipating the issues and analyzing the trends that are important to the sustainability of this and similar programs. We have an excellent implementation team at Caribbean Export. At our agency last year, we had the highest rate of program implementation or delivery in the region at 90%. And we worked really hard with our partners, including the excellent team at the IDB. I think in closing, I want to emphasize the singular and forensic focus of Caribbean Export. As an agency, we understand quite clearly that the time to act is now, the time to talk is over, and we work day in, day out with our businesses. So we are not working through interlocutors, we are not working through bureaucratic institutions. The beauty and effectiveness of Caribbean Export is because we work directly with businesses, because by working directly with businesses, providing the support, we believe and we are convinced that we could help them to quickly transition to embracing digitalization and technology. And by doing so, they're going to grow, they're going to create jobs, and they're going to create opportunities for our Caribbean people. I mean, my final comment and remark would be to once more thank the Inter-American Development, a strong partner of us in the Caribbean, and to really thank Sylvia and the team at Compete Caribbean for this partnership. I mean, we are committed to this partnership, but more importantly, we are committed to delivering results for our businesses and with our businesses where they matter on the ground and in the lives of our people. Thank you so very much.
Thank you ever so much, Deodat. I think it's quite, it's very interesting to hear about, you know, the wealth of projects that are available in the region, including obviously this one here. I've seen in the comments that, you know, there's members of the audience here that have been involved in other digitalization products from other vendors. It's quite clear that digitalization is key and absolutely critical for our businesses. So as echoing what Deodat says, I encourage each and every one of you to obviously leverage the opportunities that are out here, leverage the resources that are here available. And if we're able to, you know, lay the right foundations, then we can obviously look to move forward as we seek to, you know, I say globalize the Caribbean and make sure that all of our businesses and the Caribbean is known internationally, and we're able to export our products and services and also attract investment into the region. So, I mean, we have quite a lot of businesses here today. We have businesses from Barbados, Trinidad, Suriname, Grenada, Belize, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So good morning to each and every one of you. And welcome once more. And Antigua I also see in here as well, and Grenada, Bahamas, which is fantastic. It's great to see the interest and that everybody is rearing to go and see more and hear more about the Caribbean Digital Transformation Institute and the digital checkup tool. So without further ado, I would like to invite Sylvia Donat, who is the private sector lead specialist with the Inter-American Development Bank, to give her remarks on this project as well.
Thank you so much, Joelle, and thank you, Deodat, for your former remarks. And I love how this project intersects and complements all the digitalization initiatives that Caribbean Exports is carrying out, because I think that's going to have a huge impact on the region. I'm going to give like a short context about why we were so interested in this project and supporting this project. First of all, you know, with the Inter-American Development Bank, we had prior experience of launching this tool called the Digital Checkup that Francisca has worked on for a long time from Chile in 12 other Latin American countries. And the tool was very utilized. It really, it was launched in the context of COVID when many businesses wanted to become digital. And there was a lot of enthusiasm around the tool, both by the governments that launched it and then by the private sector that used the tool to kind of see how they scored against certain benchmarks. Especially within the IDB, and hearing about this enthusiasm in the other countries, we thought we should really bring this tool to the Caribbean. I mean, it could have a huge impact on the Caribbean. And this project is the result of thinking of how to bring the tool to the Caribbean, but take it a step further. And this is a step further than even the other Latin American countries have taken it, which is to build a curriculum online to support the upgrading of businesses that actually take the tool in their next steps. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly. It's a short presentation. And bear with me one moment, please. And I'm very excited about the amount of people that are on the call. And I know I have to swap. Okay, thank you. So what does the data say for the Caribbean? And I want to kind of like double on this, and Deodat, you know, he alluded to it. And this is data that we have collected on nearly 2,000 businesses across 13 countries in the Caribbean. And we collected it in 2020. You can find the source of data in this link. And really here what we were doing was try to understand what were the innovation patterns of businesses in the region. These are businesses of all sizes. So general innovation is new products and services that are not digital. Digital innovation is a little bit of a misnomer because it could be new products and services that are digitally based, but also the adoption of digital technology per se. Same for green. This is the adoption of green technology, which mostly refers to alternative energy in the Caribbean. But I want to point out to you something. No, we classified businesses that did general innovation, digital innovation, or green innovation as those that were innovative, meaning that they had already kind of like produced new products and services, adopted digital technology or green technology. Those that were potentially innovative, so they wanted to do it, but they faced obstacles, and then non-innovative, which is facing no obstacles and not interested in innovation. Look at the digital part. I mean, what I want to point out here is that it's not easy to adopt digital technology. Only nearly 8% of businesses in the region had adopted digital technology. This reading was done in 2020. 85% wanted to, but they were facing obstacles. And it's very interesting. I don't have the breakup of sizes to show you here, but of course we have the breakup of sizes. Even large firms were encountering large obstacles to adopt digital technology. So this is a graph on the left-hand side. Now I want to point you to the left on the right-hand side, where we were measuring total factor productivity between the three kinds of businesses: innovative, potential, and non-innovative. And again, you know, general, which is new products and services; digital, which is adoption of digital technology; and green, which is adoption of green technology. And you can see that total factor productivity refers to kind of like the value added that a business is able to produce with the inputs it has, so labor and capital. And you can see that the largest jump in this value added is between businesses that are potential, digitally innovative, and innovative, which means that if we help businesses in the region adopt digital technology, it will make a huge contribution to productivity, which in turn impacts competitiveness, the variable that Deodat was talking about, and that is really crucial if this region is going to experience dynamic growth. So, you know, thinking, how can we help Caribbean MSMEs, right? In order to do this digital upgrading, digital transition. So first, we wanted to increase the quality and impact of digital capacity offerings. In talking with business support organizations around the region, we knew that many of them had already developed some courses for businesses on digitalization, or maybe they had developed courses about other aspects of managing a business and so on digital platforms. And we knew that, you know, all this could be collected and given its scale. We wanted to be able to direct businesses to the right resources for their status in terms of digital transformation. And we wanted to strengthen the system or the ecosystem that supports them in their digital journey and their innovation journey. So we applied to the Regional Public Good window of the Inter-American Development Bank. This is a window that finances projects that can benefit many countries at once. And it's actually a competitive process. And we won the financing of $680,000. And anyhow, so what the project proposed was this digital checkup that we are presenting today, then a Caribbean Digital Transformation Institute that, as Deodat says, is the jewel of this project. That's what, when businesses complete the digital checkup, they will go into, they will be suggested a list of courses that they can complete to upgrade their digital capacities. And the project is also going to support business support organizations to develop and deploy policy that will further support businesses in their digital journey. And I'm not going to go into detail because Francisca's going to do it, but in general, this is kind of like the schematic vision of the Caribbean Digital Transformation Institute project, which is that businesses enter the digital checkup. It's a self-assessment tool. It gives them, you know, how they score in 8 different aspects of digital technology. And this data, anonymized, goes to business support organizations who direct their clients to the Digital Institute. Caribbean Exports is kind of like coordinating all of this. And the Digital Transformation Institute is offering courses in all these aspects that are tailored to the needs of the particular business. So that's my presentation. And anyhow, we are super excited to be working with Caribbean Exports in this project. Thank you. I'm super excited to see how many people are joining us today.
Fantastic. Thank you ever so much, Sylvia. I think it's quite clear, you know, there's a lot happening, and I can't imagine the amount of work that will need to go into all of this as well. But I think it's, you know, it's clearly much needed from the data that you presented to us just now. You know, there is a need for it. There's a lot of people that want to digitally transform, but it's a case of, you know, having the resources and also building the capacity in order to do so. So without further ado, I think obviously let's take a look at the digital checkup and see what it looks like. And so I'd like to invite Francisca Araya Lopez to share the tool with us all.
Thank you very much. I'm also really happy to be here and presenting the tool. For us, it's really important to share this and to encourage you to participate in this project and use the tool because it has really good benefits for you. So I'm going to share also my screen to show you. First, I want to show you the tool, give a brief presentation of the tool, and then show you the tool, how it works. So let me try to here. Let me know if you can see the presentation. I think it's ready. Okay. So, sorry. Well, today, as I say, I want to share with you a brief summary of what the digital checkup is, show you the tool with a short demo, and also finally show you how the tool has been used in other countries with 2 cases here in Latin America. So like a short introduction, in recent years, companies have made progress in digital transformation, adapting new technologies to generate value in their business and boost productivity, using more mature technologies, not only to be more competitive in the market, but also to adapt to the new way of how customers are becoming more digital every day. In this context, the pandemic, as Sylvia said before, was a key event to boost this adoption and digital transformation in the business world. However, there is still a gap for SMEs who, although they had to implement action due to the pandemic, still have a level of digital maturity far below from large companies. So given the need to have the data and to be able to support SMEs from the policies and also to help them with what are the steps to continue this journey, the digital checkup tool was created. So what is digital checkup? Digital Checkup is a free self-diagnosis tool created by the Inter-American Development Bank that allows SMEs to measure their level of digital maturity and understand the key concepts behind digitalization and its benefits. In addition, the tool provides SMEs with personalized recommendations to start and accelerate digital transformation. Also, it facilitates articulation with the supply of locally available resources such as training, financial support, tools to complement this journey and to accelerate the digital transformation adoption. The tool was initially developed at the request of Ministry of Economy, Development and Tourism from Chile, where it was launched in October 2019. And then this was transferred to other countries from the region in Latin America, and we already have it in 17 countries. So what is the tool? This tool evaluates the level of digital maturity by a questionnaire of approximately 46 questions. It could be less, depending on what you answer. And it covers 6 dimensions: digital technologies and skills, communication and sales channels, people and organization, digital transformation and strategy, data and analytics, and processes. Once the questionnaire is completed, the SME can obtain a personalized report of its current status, as well as recommendations according to its need to start moving forward in this journey. It's really important because this report is personalized depending on the sector of the company and also of what you answered before. Also, one of its benefits is that it can track how it's improving the SME, since after 3 months, you can perform again the checkup and see how you improve, comparing the first result with the next one. So just to give you an example of how are the maturity level in this tool, well, as I said before, the tool gives you a report and it says, okay, you are in this or that maturity level. It could be, for example, a starter level. What that means that SME has like analog of business model, for example, none or minimal digital skills, communication are not supported by ICT, or little no digital contact with customer, or also emerging culture in digital themes. So what the tool says is, depending of your status, they give you recommendation to start your digitalization journey. Also, it could be that the SME have a better maturity level as a proficient, and that means that maybe the business model is in transition. Also, this digitalization of its processes, and maybe it has some of digital skills associated with basic software. Also, it's already have culture and leadership awareness of the benefits of ICT and incursion into data-driven decision making. So if the level is proficient, their tool will give you recommendation according to this. And also the results will be according to each of the dimensions that I mentioned before. So what is the objective at the end of digital checkup? Of course, for the firm level, it's an instrument for analyzing the firm level digital maturity. And the most important thing is that it gives you recommendation, customized recommendation, and access to DT services. And for the national or regional level, is aggregated digital maturity analysis of SMEs can guide public policies. And this is really important because we can take the data and do public policies from the needs the SMEs has in the region. And also in for digital transformation, public-private support services. At the program level, digital checkup that allows us to direct support tailored to the capacity needs of the beneficiaries, and also provides input to target, monitor, and adjust program intervention. Also, it provides input to evaluate different programs' impacts. So it's already transferred, as I said before, in 17 countries. We are now giving it to the Caribbean countries, and also we're doing progress in IT. And it's already in these all countries, and it's starting in Chile. So that's why also, if we see how many diagnoses we already realized, Chile is far in the top, because it's already the tool since 2019. Now, right now, we are doing the transfer to a better version that you will have in the other countries. So it's really good to have this data, because at the end, we can make decision according to these needs. So how does the digital checkup works? I think the most important thing is that you need to know this tool. It's really easy to use. So I just want to give you a little demo. And let me go there. So here I'm going to show you what is the tool. It's really easy to use, as I said, and this is like the presentation. So you go to the website, and then you can start doing your own credentials. So I'm going to do this test just to show you how the digital checkup works and how the questionnaire is shown. And then I want to show you how are the results, okay? So you have a report and also the recommendations that you receive in the website and also in your email. So for example, I'm going to do this really fast test. Here in the tax ID, for example, you also can add your business registration number without problem. And I'm going to put test and just put a password. So once we create our user, and hopefully my internet will work. Okay, so once you create your user, you can start the digital checkup. What is the first step to do the questionnaire? You have to complete your own information. This is really important. Why? Because the personalized recommendation, it depends of these characteristics. So for example, I'm going to put each of the data that I want. Here you have to choose your business sector and also the subsector. And here also you can say, for example, I'm going to put just. So once you complete all the characteristics of your companies, you can start this questionnaire that it could be 46 questions or maybe less, depending if you answer one of these. If I said I'm not aware, probably there will be another question here to complete. So once you complete all this questionnaire, I'm not going to complete it right now because it takes a bit of time. You are going to have your results. So once you complete this questionnaire, you can go and you will see this. And this is the report that the tool gives you, where it says, for in my case, I did the example, but I have a starter maturity level. So the tool, what it does? It gives you first a brief summary of what it means to be a starter, and also give you the result for each of the dimension, the 6 dimension I mentioned before, of each of the dimension with what is the result. For example, in the case of communications and sales channels, I have a better maturity level, but I'm still as a starter in the other dimensions. Also, it's give you the same result, but giving you a brief summary of what this means. For example, in digital technology, I have a beginner result, and it says why you are a beginner. And the more important thing is that also the tool gives you some recommendations. So here, for example, you can see what can I do to go to the next level of this digitalization journey. Here is a summary of what you can do, but once you download the report, you can see, let me show you, the whole recommendation for each one of the dimension. So it's really good, but because at the end, one of the problems for SMEs is they don't know how to start or how to accelerate the digital transformation journey. And this gives you like some of the first steps you have to do and personalize it by your sector and also by your own needs. So for example, here you also have the report again that we see in the website with the level of each of the dimension. And if we go to the end of the report, here you have the recommendation for each of the dimensions. For example, in digital technology, what can I do to go forward in the next level of transformation? So here you have the recommendation for this dimension. And then we have recommendation for the other one, communication and sales channels. In every case, depending of your maturity level, you will have some recommendations. So for example, in my case, I have this starter maturity level, but if you have a better maturity level, for example, a beginner or a proficient maturity level, you will have recommendation according to that. Okay, so it's going to be more as like an advanced level, and you can know what are the steps you have to do. So here I'm going to just show you. I don't know if it's too little, but here is the whole report. And this report you can own you in your email, you can download in your laptop. So it will be yours, your steps, your journey, and it will be really nice to have it because it will permit to do the same digital checkup in 3 months later and compare the results. So in this case, I already have just one, but then if I do it again, I will have the next results here and I could compare where are the dimensions that I still have to do some actions and maybe where I have improved it. So it's a really easy user experience. And it's really nice because at the end, it gives you the first steps to advancing this. So also, here we can see the results for the SMEs. But what can we do with this data from the institution, from the agencies? And so I'm going to share again my screen. Let me check. So some of the result that we can have from the digital checkup, not only for you that you have the report, but also from the institution, is that we can analyze the data from the result of the SMEs and take decision making for our public policies. So for example, in this case, we took the example from Uruguay, where in January 2023, already 87 SMEs has been evaluated in Uruguay. And in this case, 48% have this started maturity level. This is really normal in the region. We always see that they have an incipient maturity level, and is make the related that we have to make decisions and we have to take actions to support the SMEs and go further in this journey. Other of the result we can analyze is that we can see how is maturity level by each dimension in the country. This is always the result we always analyze as an aggregate and anonymous way. So in here, for example, we can see that in the data and analytics dimension, there is a huge gap. And this is really normal. This dimension is usually the most beginner issue in the countries. Not only in Uruguay, we can see the same in Costa Rica, in Chile, in Colombia. This dimension is always show us that we have work to do. Other of the result we can analyze is also that we can see how is the gap between genders. Oh, sorry, it moves really fast, sorry. So here, for example, we see that the maturity level in starter levels is normally the companies owned by women. So we see that there is a gender gap here, and we have to focus the effort to reduce this gap and not only support men and women, it always also do actions to reduce it. So I'm not going to show because it's a lot, but we can see that the analysis we can do is from every answer you have in the tool. We can compare it depending of the size of the SME. Also, we can see which are the digital channels available in the company. For example, we see that normally SMEs don't use many of the tools that they are available as a free use in the internet. For example, in this case, normally the SMEs don't use YouTube or any blog or own web page. But also they neither publish information related to product and services in these tools. There is a lot of opportunities to analyze from this tool because at the end, it gives us information to say, okay, where we need to support SMEs, where they need training, and maybe how we can support them to go ahead with this digitalization process. Other of the analysis we can do is about the e-commerce sales, how they are using the e-commerce, and we see that at the end, 53% of the company checked had no sale from e-commerce. We know that the pandemic did a boost in productivity and it increased the e-commerce, but this in SME doesn't show in the results. Actually, we still have a huge gap in this sense, and e-commerce we know that can increase the sales from the SME, and it's really important to develop in this dimension. Well, another example is about the digital and innovation training. We know that is very important, and normally we offer some trainings for SMEs to increase their maturity level, but sometimes they are not interested or they don't have the time or the opportunity to do this training. So this is a challenge for us because we have to understand how we can improve at the training we offer, where we have to do it, and how. This is a really rich information for us because at the end, from this data collected from the digital checkup, we can see where are the gaps and where are the needs from the SMEs. Another thing is that we can also analyze how the data analysis that was one of the dimensions with less maturity level is in this case. For example, in the Uruguayan example, among the companies checked, more than 50% do not perform that analysis. From studies, we know that data analysis is really important because it helps to make decisions. Also, it helps to know how the customers are, and it helps to increase sales. So it's really important to know how we can support SMEs to go forward in this dimension, because it's really important, and at the end, the decisions are data-driven. So that's the large company are doing right now. I will want to show this to also SMEs. Another dimension that is really important, and today is a huge issue, is cybersecurity and data protection. So from the digital checkup, we can see that many of the SMEs doesn't have any action from cybersecurity. So we need to, from this, we know that there is a gap, and also we can make some instruments and support from trainings, for webinars, for promotion, how cybersecurity is important, and also how cybersecurity should be doing. So for example, they don't have any strong ID password, or they have some software, but they need the legal licenses, or maybe they are not monitoring some critical network with real-time alerts. From this, of course, we can do a lot of analysis. We can show you all the data. We can cross the data collected from the digital checkup. You have questions related to cybersecurity, data analysis, processes, also communication, digital marketing. So you have a lot of dimensions we can analyze, and the idea is that we want to help you from public policies in this, and how you can go forward in this digital transformation journey. So how have countries implemented digital checkup in Latin America? I want to show you just two cases about this, because there are two programs here, Chile and Uruguay, that have been using digital checkup, and it's like the first step to go forward in programs that give you training, support, financing support. So it's really important for them, and the results were amazing. So for example, this is okay here. Uruguay. Uruguay is one of the countries using the digital checkup, and is the tool is the Getaway for Digital Modo Digital program. It's a program from the Andes agency, and is used to start the program where based on the results, different instruments are offered and the needs for support is evaluated. In the case of Chile, the checkup plays a similar role than Uruguay, where it's the gateway to the Digitaliza tu Pyme program, which is from the Ministry of Economy, Development and Tourism here in Chile. And it works with two agencies to support organizations, SMEs, where they can give you finance support and from partnership with other agencies. So from the digital checkup segment, from the result of the digital checkup, they can support companies depending on the needs. So they give us, for example, finance supports, or they give training specifically in each of the dimensions they need to be supported. It permits to the country to segment the SMEs, not only by the size, but also because maybe there is a group of SME that need more support in marketing, or maybe in communication, so they can focus all the effort to help them in each of these dimensions in different ways. Okay, so the objective for both programs is to promote the digitalization of SMEs within the country, and the digital checkup here has played a fundamental role in understanding the needs and the current status, so they can do public policies and focus on those SMEs that need help. So far, for example, in Chile, within the program, more than 30,000 companies has been evaluated. So that's amazing, because at the end, for the companies, we are helping 30,000 companies here in Chile, and from Chile's government, they can do public policy and take decision from the data collected from the digital checkup. So it's really nice. I am really happy also because I see a lot of companies here participating. I encourage you to use this tool. It's really easy, and it will give you recommendation according to your needs, and also to start your journey of digital transformation from like an easy way and from a realistic way. So please use the tool. It's really good, and I'm happy to share with you because it has been a lot of work, but we are really, really, really happy that now it can be used by you. Something we want to say at the end is just that Digital Checkup has made it possible to gather information on the current state of SME in terms of digitalization. And this recommendation has been really good, well received by the organization, recognizing that this is a starting point, and this has to be complemented with other instruments. So for us, it's really happy because this program will complement the whole ecosystem, and it will be really useful for you and also for the institutions to make the decisions. So thank you very much. And of course, if you have any question about the tool, I'm here to answer.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Thank you ever so much, Francisca. I think that was very comprehensive and has given everybody a good insight as to the tool and the power of the tool and what they can get out of there. We do have a couple of questions that have been posed into the chat and also in the Q&A section. So I guess obviously you're able to answer the majority of them, I would hope. So obviously some of the questions are, is it free and is there a cost to use it? Or is there a cost to use it? So we know that it's a free tool, right? So it's available. The web link was shared in the chat. If Philip can share it again in the chat for everybody, that would be great for you to be able to access the link. One of the questions here is, does the digital checkup use any AI interface or functionality? I'm not sure if Francisco or Philip is able to answer that.
Sorry, can you, I was reading the Q&As, but what was the question?
So the question was, does the digital checkup use any AI interface or functionality?
Right now, no. I mean, it's just, it's depending of the, how do you say it? Sorry, Spanish. It's depending of some requirements or some description of your company, and also depending of the answer we have a model behind that give you the recommendation, the personalized recommendation. In the next step, we are having some feedback, so we want to introduce it in the next months. But right now, it's a model behind that it gives you recommendation depending on the answer you had before.
Okay, great. We also had a question here as to whether or not it will assess the digital maturity of public institutions, even can a tourism, sorry, excuse me, can a tourism association use the tool? And is the tool assessing access and the use of digital payment solutions such as online payments, gateways, or mobile phone payments using QR codes? Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, I think I can answer also that. Well, for the first question about the maturity, the digital maturity of public institution, the tool right now is for SMEs, of course, and it can give you answers from all the sector. I mean, every sector, every company can do the digital checkup. And if you see when I showed you the tool, you can put the sector where you belong. So for example, you can be a tourism association, or you can be from financial services, or you can be for agriculture. So there you have all the sectors, and it's useful for all of them. So you can use the tool even if you are from another industry. The tool will work. And also the other one is the tool assessing access and use of digital payment solutions such as online payment gateway or mobile phone. Yes, actually we have one of the questions is related of payment method. And there you have, for example, maybe you only receive transfer, or maybe only you receive cash. And also we have more developed wave of payments, than then those are in the different answer you have. So for example, if you already have something developed, probably the maturity level will be advanced or proficient. So this is a combination. In this case, will be the dimension of processes that will be increased your maturity level, but it will be combined with the other answer in the other dimensions. So that will give you the whole results of your maturity level, but also will give you differentiated result for each of the dimension you answer depending of the questionnaire.
Fantastic, thank you. I'd like to now introduce Philip Jackson, who is our advisor for innovation at Caribbean Export. And he's going to go through a little bit more about the program and the project in itself. And we can revisit some of the questions after his presentation, if there are some more questions that you guys need answering as well. So I'll hand over to Philip.
Thank you very much, Joan. Good morning to everyone. We're very happy to be launching this very incredible and critical program, the Caribbean Digital Transformation Institute. And I'm going to give you an overview of the project because it has different components, of which the digital checkup tool is, as we describe it, the workhorse or the central component. So I'm just going to share my screen. Great. So I'm just going to use this one slide and situate all of the various components and give an overview of the entire program. So as alluded to earlier, the digital checkup tool is the core of the entire program because it provides actionable and insightful data to inform other interventions. So, for example, after a business takes the digital checkup tool and then they are informed about their digital maturity level, then you come to the e-learning management platform. And based on your maturity level as determined by the checkup, the e-learning management platform would recommend learning tracks consistent with your results. And you would have access to the platform with a number of courses that would be developed and provided there. These would provide knowledge and coaching that would allow you to make the necessary changes, adjustment, investments based on your maturity level to take you to where you want to be in your digitalization journey. Now, as you can see here, there's a capacity building of BSOs. And that is critical because the BSO has to work along with the companies, helping them to understand the tool and helping them to understand the results and what's possible. Already the program, we had a series of 7 courses already delivered to BSOs there in terms of the tool and the different domains that we're testing And so that's part of the capacity building of BSOs. And that playlist is available online and will be shared to everyone. But if you look here, you would see also that in this box, this is a data visualization dashboard. Some of you are asking some questions about insights. So all the data from the checkup would be analyzed by a publicly available data analytics platform for the use of by businesses, by business support organizations and similar organizations, by policy advisors and policymakers. And this gives an opportunity to really interrogate the data at a very minute level, so that you can have different scenarios. You could query different scenarios and get results. So imagine hundreds of companies in a given countries is using the digital checkup tool. Now, through the data visualization platform or dashboard, anybody in that country can interrogate the data at a very deeper level and ask questions of it, maybe by sector, maybe by size of business, maybe by digital maturity level and other factors, and therefore have actionable data to inform policy and different responses. And as you can see, this arrow goes straight over here as in component 3, policy. So there are 3 main components. The first one, and the critical one, is the digital checkup and the data analytics platform that goes with that. And then all of that feeds into the e-learning management platform. You have recommended courses and learning tracks that are very specific to each business. And if you see the loop, there's a loop here that says that after you would have learned as much about digitalization through the e-learning management platform and made some implementations, maybe 6 months or so later, you can retake the test and get an updated analysis of a digital maturity and then a new learning path. So this becomes a learning cycle. Learn, apply, implement, check, and learn again, and until you get to where you want to be. Also, capacity building by the BSOs would also be facilitated by the e-learning management platform. So this is critical because all of this data will be useful to business support organizations, policymakers, other private sector development agencies, and it would also, in component 3, inform policy at the various national and regional levels. And I want to add also, we are also in component 3, we are going to create a marketplace for digital service providers, where persons who are skilled in digitalization can join the marketplace and advertise their competencies and their certifications, so that everybody in the ecosystem can know who is capable of helping them with various aspects of digitalization in their companies. So this is really a very comprehensive program. It takes a 360-degree look at the digitalization ecosystem in the region and tries through very good actionable data to drive policy interventions, to drive knowledge products on our e-learning management platform, and to allow all of our private sector development organizers and agencies to interact using data insights to help the businesses along their digitalization journey. So we are very excited about this. We are promoting it too. You would, between now and the next few days, you would receive in your emails and on our website promotional material that can get you started. Now, to answer a question about security, yes, that is the site would be secure, so you don't have to worry about that and its use. But I just really want us to just start using it and sharing it. And I want to encourage the business support organizations to get ready to support. We will help you to understand exactly how you can do that. And I think that as we work together using really good data-driven interventions, I think we can take our businesses from where they are now to where they need to be become and remain competitive in a global changing environment. So thank you very much, and I'm open to any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you so much, Philip. I think there's been a couple of questions that have come in through the chat, largely about who's the tool available to. So this is one person is asking if agri-tech business or farmers can use it. I think as I understand it, everybody can use the tool, right? If you have a business, you're able to assess your tool, and from what Francisco was saying, anybody would just need to select the right industry sector for their business as such.
Yes, it's also designed really to ensure that please register your business. I mean, because that way you can the data would make more sense if you could properly identify who you are and etc. So registration of a business is also critical in taking full advantage of this entire program, not just the digital checkup tool.
Okay. I know that we've been on for an hour now, so I am very cognizant of that fact. I'm not sure if we have any other questions in here. Will the BSOs have access to aggregated data summary from the tool, or is it Caribbean export only? I think you answered that.
The BSOs, yes, through the data analytics platform, BSOs, policymakers, policy advisors, and other institutions in private sector development, yes. And your companies from your countries, you would have access to the aggregated data. And also the businesses are free to share the data with their business support organization, because you would have it in a downloadable format. Take it to them, print it, and then you could work together in fashioning a digital transformation strategy.
Fantastic, thank you. Now I see that the link is obviously in the chat, and it was on the screen just there for anybody that hadn't yet written it down, but we will send it out to everybody in an email after this event to all of you that have registered, and you will also get the recording as well will be sent. So without further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Damien Sinanan to give his closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Joellen, and thank you to all the presenters today, Sylvia, Francisca, Philip. Thank you to our executive director for his wonderful opening remarks, and most of all, thank you to the 200 plus persons who registered and attended our event this morning. I thought it was an absolutely wonderful event. Got some great information about the digital checkup tool, as well as the Caribbean Digital Transformation Institute. As Executive Director Maraj noted, this is really Caribbean Export's commitment towards promoting digital transformation in the Caribbean region, particularly among the private sector. This project complements other work that we're doing in terms of the Virtual E-commerce Accelerator Program in partnership with Expertise France, as well as the EU LAC Digital Accelerator Program that we are a member of a consortium with, which is funded by the European Union. And of course, this project is with the strong partnership of the Inter-American Development Bank and our good friends at Compete Caribbean. So it just really shows that all us donors, we have to work together for the benefit of the private sector. We have to pool our resources and not try to duplicate efforts to ensure that the Caribbean region's private sector really benefits. And that's something that we are committed to doing. And I know our partners are very much committed to doing with. So as we noted today, the project has been officially launched. So I think you can look forward to some very exciting things to be coming up in the next few weeks and months as we execute this project over the next couple of years. It's going to be a wonderful project, and I think it will really have excellent benefit towards the private sector in the Caribbean region. I just wanted to also highlight that, you know, as part of our digital transformation thrust, we have our upcoming Caribbean Investment Forum that is taking place October 23rd to the 25th at the Atlantis Resort in Nassau, Bahamas. We expect over 600 private sector persons, including investors from around the world, to be there. And they are looking at digital transformation projects that they can invest in. So I encourage everyone who's attending today to, if you can, please attend the Caribbean Investment Forum in Nassau, Bahamas, October 23rd to the 25th. Website, CaribbeanInvestmentForum.com. That's www.CaribbeanInvestmentForum.com. And as a special treat for all those attending here, if you use the discount code Philip, that is the first name of our good friend who made the presentation, who's leading this project on Caribbean Exports' behalf. Use the code Philip, you can access 15% discount on tickets for the Caribbean Investment Forum. So I encourage everyone, check the site. If it's something that appeals to you, feel free to register and we'll be happy to facilitate you in Nassau, Bahamas on October 23rd to the 25th. So with that being said, I would like to once again thank our partners, thank our executive director, and thank everyone for taking the time to learn about the CDTI. And we look forward to great, exciting things coming up. So I would like to wish everybody a good day, and I'll turn it back over to Joellen. Thank you very much.
Thank you ever so much, Dr. Sinanen. And I think that there we have it. So please do visit the digital checkup, the website digitalcheckup.carib-export.com, where you'll be able to complete that. If you do have any questions, do reach out to us. You can reach Philip Jackson at pjackson@carib-export.com. If you do have any queries or have any challenges with the tool, and you know, obviously we'll be readily happy to help you out there. So once again, thank you ever so much, Francisca. Thank you ever so much, Sylvia, for joining us today and sharing your insights and your information and introducing the tool, and obviously bringing the program to the region to help support the region's development. So once again, thanks ever so much and have a lovely day, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.